Hello everyone. So very quickly, let's answer this simple question on the board, right? So the question says, which of the following is an acidic salt? Okay, and the options are sodium chloride, potassium tetrahydrosulfate 6, sodium hydrogen tetrahydrosulfate 6, and calcium chloride. Are you following? Now, for us to answer this question well, we will need to know what acidic salts are. Okay, so an acidic salt is simply any salt that is formed when the replaceable hydrogen ions in an acid are partially replaced by what? By metallic elements or ions, okay? In this very case, right, the replacement is partial, it's not complete. We still have hydrogens in the salt that is formed. And of course, that makes the salt an acidic salt. So let's check. Now, the first option is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a salt formed when hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide. So this is simply a normal salt. So this cannot be the answer. Are you following? Now let's move on. Potassium tetrahydrosulfate 6 is a salt formed when potassium hydroxide actually reacts with what? With sulfuric acid. Okay, this is also a normal salt. All right, and of course this cannot be the answer. Now let's look at sodium hydrogen tetrahydrosulfate 6. This is simply formed when sodium hydroxide NaOH, which is caustic soda, reacts with H2SO4, which is sulfuric acid. In this very case, right, there is an incomplete neutralization, and the incomplete neutralization resulted to what? To sodium replacing only one of the hydrogen ions. And because sodium is replacing just one of the hydrogen ions, it gives us sodium hydrogen tetrahydrosulfate 6. It means that this very salt, right, still has features of what? Acidity in it. And because of that, this becomes the answer. Of course, calcium chloride cannot be the answer, okay? Because calcium hydroxide is actually reacting with what? With hydrochloric acid. So this cannot be the answer. And of course, our answer is simply sodium hydrogen tetrahydrosulfate 6. Now, another very quick way of answering questions like this, what I do is, if it's an acidic salt, I make sure that the option I am picking actually contains what? Hydrogen in it. I make sure that the compound I am picking is a salt, and then it contains what? Hydrogen in it, and that makes my what? My response very okay. Now let's check how this very acidic salt is formed. Okay, so it's a reaction between what? Between sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Now let's have that very reaction written, all right? So look at it. We have sulfuric acid, which is H2SO4, okay, reacting with sodium hydroxide. And of course, a salt is formed when all or parts of the replaceable hydrogen ions in an acid are what? Completely or partially replaced, okay? So in this very case, what happens is we're going to have Na. So sodium is only replacing one of those very hydrogens. Are you with me? In this case, we have NaHSO4. All right. So this is an acidic salt. Acidic salt. Okay. Plus H2O. All right. Do we need to balance this equation? Let's check. So we have three hydrogen atoms on the left. We have three hydrogen atoms on the right. Hydrogen is balanced. We have one sulfur atom on the left, one sulfur on the right. Sulfur is balanced. We have five oxygen atoms on the left. We have five oxygen atoms on the right. Oxygen is balanced. One sodium on the left, and of course, one sodium atom on the right. Sodium is also balanced. So, of course, option number C becomes the right option for this very question. Okay, so I still remain teacher Luca. Feel free to give me a follow. Feel free to send your questions. Feel free to send your comments. Should you have any via DM, of course, you can use the comment box. Thank you and bye.